The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Monday. We don't forget you.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, mother. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit. Let it slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
Let's go. Let's get into it. Check in with us, 312-591-8300. Kind of warm out this morning, 48 degrees. Some rain coming later on, so be aware of that on your ride home. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Kara Caribou in.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. Kara talked about how she went to bed at 7:30 both nights.
Yeah, this morning gig, man.
Yeah. See?
It's ruining my nightlife.
See, it's tough. It's tough to do this. I mean, there's guys building roofs today and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
There's guys like building skyscrapers, digging in toilets and stuff.
Yeah, but they have safety harnesses on. There's no radio equivalent of a safety harness.
Huh. Good point.
I know, thank
the
you.
dump button. That's the...
Oh, true.
In case you don't know what a dump button is, we have that in case you guys drop an F-bomb on the air and it just takes
Or
out.
you did recently.
I got to admit, I've used the dump button on myself more than listeners lately. You guys are too good. But it magically takes out a couple seconds of the airways. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat little thing.
That's awesome.
I like to have it in real life. You just, dump a conversation, change it.
That's not bad.
Yeah, or a mute button.
Some way to edit, like you edit a text or an email like that
Yes.
before you do it. Edit a real life conversation. You can go back in real time.
Well, this is the basis of the Adam Sandler movie Click.
Oh, yeah.
We had a universal remote where he could speed up or rewind or pause life.
Yeah, I didn't see that movie.
I need to see it because that sounds awesome.
Don't. It's horribly sad. It's not like a fun Adam Sandler movie.
Huh.
It makes you question your relationship with your parents and your relationship with your loved ones. It sucks. I mean, it's a good movie, well written.
It's a good movie, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's not, you're like, oh, it's Saturday afternoon. What's on TBS? Click starring Adam Sandler. Let me throw this on, have some laughs. And then you'll be crying by the end of it.
Damn.
Don't do it.
Well, what's the one he did, the jewelry heist movie?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah.
I've only seen happy Adam Sandler movies, and I'm glad.
Staying with the happy
Yeah,
Adam Sandler.
yeah.
It's funny when an actor gets this arc and then they get really successful at one thing. I wouldn't say it was one thing, but generally his vibe is.
No, Adam Sandler had one thing.
You're like,
And I'm not saying he was bad at it, but he had the one thing.
oh, Happy Gilmore. I
Yes,
mean, come on,
I love that movie.
Big Daddy. I mean,
Haven't seen either of those?
you haven't?
Wedding
No.
Singer?
No.
Oh my God.
It's epic.
So funny. I mean, tons of laughs, belly laughing. And then they kind of feel like they're not being, well, maybe I should try to really do something like acting. And Uncut Gems, I mean, it's a good, same like you said about Click, really well written, good. But boy, just leaves you feeling like, God, I should have watched Happy Gilmore.
But I think every comedian has that. Like Gary Shandling used to always be like, yeah, like I wish I was like a real actor. I being funny sucks. I want to be respected.
Yeah, but then being respected sucks. Like, it's just,
I don't know.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain just go. And this involves bullies. I think everybody had a bully when they were younger, and sometimes you were the bully. You might be listening and you were the bully, and maybe you regret it, or maybe you don't. I don't know. Look in the mirror. You guys decide this morning. I'm not trying to make you question your entire existence this morning, but bullies are bad, okay? Don't be a bully.
Sometimes people don't know when they're being a bully.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think all of us have been a bully at one time or another. Like I said, you don't realize it. Maybe being a subtle bully. Some are major a-hole.
Yeah.
DEFCON 5, or is it 1? What's the worst one?
I think one is the worst one.
1 is nuclear war. Okay,
Yeah.
DEFCON 1, bully. Yeah.
I've been a bully, but I've known I've been a bully.
Yeah,
Really? I don't see you as being a bully.
Kara, a lot of people would disagree with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how were you a bully? You talking about youth bully or recently?
High school.
Okay.
I shoulder checked Lauren in the lockers yesterday.
Yeah. I'm sure she had it coming. Yeah.
No, I was really mean to this kid in high school. He just annoyed me. I just
Yeah.
wasn't nice to him. So
Yeah.
I kind of made him pay for it. But then I saw him about a year or two after he graduated. He was a waiter at the restaurant I was at.
Yeah.
And I went out of my way. I wanted to have this storybook moment where I apologized to him and go hey man, I've grown. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I hope you haven't carried that weight with you.
Yeah.
The apology did not feel good because
Yeah.
he was kind of oh, whatever. I don't care.
So actually, he didn't even, you thought you were being a bully, and he was like, no, you really weren't a good bully.
I can't tell if I wasn't a good bully or if he didn't care about the apology. I didn't get what I wanted from it.
Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to apologize for your needs. You're supposed to apologize for their needs.
What's the point of that, Kara?
Yeah,
Sounds
Kara.
like it sucks.
Yeah. I mean, is tipping for them or me?
Wait.
What a dark thought that is.
So this is going to talk about the fact here in 7 minutes about what happened to your bully. How do they turn out in life being a bully? Because a lot of people block their bullies. They still can't deal with it. You can be 40 years old and you remember a high school bully and it still triggers you into feeling very insecure, depressed, and it affected your whole life. That's how bad bullying can be when you're
sure.
young.
Sure.
So this study comes up, and it studied bullies all the way through. I don't know who identified themselves as a bully, but it's an in-depth study about what happens to the bully later in life. And this is fascinating. So we're going to give this to you coming up here at 6:30.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this one involves bullies. Everybody has been bullied or has been the bully. And sometimes you regret the bully behavior. Sometimes you're like, it is what it is. And those people need to look in the mirror and, question, hey, spreading love is the key to a wonderful world out there. It really is. I negating that I could say something like that. I discovered love when I met my wife. I didn't know what love was. She taught me what love was. And I see how much better it is than hate.
Nice. Were you a bully before her?
I was not a bully.
All right.
No, I wasn't. I was not a bully.
Are you sure?
I think, to your point, I think when I was a kid, I remember punching this one kid in the stomach.
Okay, so you were a bully.
But I don't.
I wasn't a bully. Anyways, I was punching this kid in the stomach.
Yeah, but he he punched me too, and I can't remember who punched who first.
Sort of a Han Solo Greedo situation. I see.
Wow.
All right.
What a Star Wars reference. You were just waiting to get that one out there to find a conversation to work it in. And me and him did become friends later on, but it was many years later, and it was that situation. I did have a bully named Guy who turned out poorly, and that made me feel good. He moved in next to my parents, actually.
Uh-huh.
So I got to see
Oh, that's nice.
the result.
Yeah.
And he was mean. He was a big guy. I was big, but he was big. He threw basketballs in my head.
Yeah, Dakota checked in. She said the mean girl from her school 11 years later ballooned up to 150 pounds. So
Oh, boy.
there's something about seeing bad things happen to bullies that does bring joy.
And I think most people think that's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
A lot of people used to say with the jocks that were big jocks that, bullied everybody, they're going to end up working at a gas station. And nothing wrong with working at a gas station, but that's what they think is going to end up. And then the nerds are going to go on and work for Facebook and make millions.
And create Facebook.
The weird thing is a lot of the nerds ended up buying sports teams too.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of nerds in sports right now. Not sure how I feel about it.
Well, that's their revenge.
Revenge of the nerds, so to speak.
Right, exactly right. They got bullied by the jocks, and then they end up buying the jocks' teams later on, and they own them in a way.
That is a good idea.
So what happened to my bully?
Well, most bullies, and this is something you're not going to like out there, if you're looking for that ending to a bully that wasn't good, they make more money than you on average. So they followed a bunch of bullies from middle school all the way through to when they were in their 40s. 7,000 people, they said, and they tracked what the teachers also assessed as who was a bully or not. They did some kind of major analytic study here on bullies. They checked back with the kids when they were in their 40s. And most bullies make more money than the people that were bullied.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they only follow the money, though, because were they really happy? I mean, money does not buy happiness. Although I'd like to find out.
You tell me when you win the billion and the
Yeah,
Powerball.
exactly.
Kara's walking in here like using rose petals. She's using $100 bills to walk in.
Not a lot of people frowning after they win the lottery.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And they think that some of this they blame on teachers of the 80s and 90s that created an environment that catered to kids who were more aggressive.
Absolutely.
Meaning that if you were aggressive and competitive, you were rewarded. That's good job on that one, Timmy.
Yeah. They
know?
had us wrestle in gym class, and I pinned Marcy Bernstein. I was encouraged. It was one of the greatest moments of high school.
Oh, wow.
I still remember it. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Walk us through the situation. Who was Marcy Bernstein? Why did she deserve to get an ass kicking?
She was just not nice. And I didn't even really know her that well. I just didn't like her.
Okay, so she was kind of a bully then,
Kind of.
and you took her down.
Yeah, I took her down.
I thought maybe you were the bully to
No,
her.
but
That's
I
certainly
almost
how
did
it
a half
seems.
Nelson, which I knew was not right. But
You used an illegal move.
yeah, almost. I stopped
No.
myself.
Well, you did.
I mean,
Sounds
she
like
would be dead if I did.
Jeez.
you can crack someone's neck doing that.
Yeah, Kara stopped herself from using a half Nelson. She
I think
didn't
it's
pile-
weirder that the
pile
gym
driver.
teacher had the girls wrestle, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I don't know what gym class is like now.
Oh, we had to do bust exercises. He was fired years later.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's a bust exercise?
we must increase our bust. We would pull our hands.
Wait, hold on. Sing that song again?
We must increase our bust. That's what we did in our gym class in our warm-ups.
Wait, the gym teacher did that?
He had us do it. The
Was he a
girls.
guy?
Yes.
Oh.
We can't have this. This is
The
a
80s was all wrong in a lot of ways.
Yeah, wow. I
Yeah.
guess so. Jeez.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll have Stone Temple Pilots tickets with Live. STP and Live playing together. That's an
Nice.
incredible show. We'll have those coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, right around 8:30. And then before that at 7:10, the Gaslight Anthem were performed ridiculously well at Q101's Twisted Christmas. Those tickets coming up to beat Kara in trivia. Before we move forward, though, let's just take a breath here and check in. And what was your weekend like? Hit us up at 312-591-8300, the highlight of your weekend or low light, either one. You can check in. We love hearing your voices on this. Love talking to you at 641. Haven't talked to you in 2 days, 3 days, so check in. I'll share first. I had the first weekend with no one visiting us or going anywhere in a month and a half.
Wow.
So it was very chill in a way. We just said, let's catch up and spend time with Harper. We took Harper to the Easter Bunny.
Oh, no.
Over in Lincoln Square, Davis Theater, beautiful theater.
I know the people that own that place. I love it there.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I never went in it before. And they had a movie playing with the Easter Bunny, which looked terrifying, by the way.
Yes.
And every other kid was doing pretty good, and Harper started screaming bloody murder on the lap of the Easter Bunny.
Oh, both my kids did that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She didn't like Santa either, did she?
She didn't like Santa either.
Okay.
It's smart because they're people in costume. She should be leery of those people.
That's what I said to Megan.
Yeah.
I said, that's the hat-ad gene. That's my gene. It's suspicious of everybody.
Yeah.
Paranoia?
Yes, paranoia. She's got that. She looks like Megan, which is perfect. And then she's got that paranoia that I have.
So let me ask you, adult to adult, looking
Yeah.
through our eyes, because I was at Lincolnwood Town Center on Saturday.
Yep.
Scoring deals at Old Navy, by the way.
Oh, good for you.
New pants, new polo shirts. I was
Nice.
looking good leaving that mall.
Not to stop your story, but we were headed to the Old Navy on State Street and found out it permanently closed a year ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that one closed.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Lincolnwood Town Center, baby. They got all the deals.
Well, how does an Old Navy close?
That's a great question.
God. Old Navies are perfect.
Yeah.
But when we were there, across from that Old Navy was an Easter Bunny setup. The Easter Bunny, the eyes on that, dare I say, costume, it looked like it had a Percocet addiction. The Easter Bunny looked so scary
Yeah.
and so faded. Was that the same situation that Harper dealt with?
Well, it was a good-looking Easter Bunny, but that had that same crazy-looking head.
Yeah, kind of dejected from reality.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was very scary and terrifying,
Yeah.
the Easter Bunny. And I don't know when she's going to stop doing that, but whatever. We got in there, we got some candy, and got the hell out of there. We did go to, we thought, let's not make it a total loss. There's a library right there, a Chicago library.
Mm-hmm.
We go in there, and then she runs in there and has a blast with all these kids playing toys, this little center. And I go, I used to have a library card. I went to the counter and I checked in and they go, we have no record of you ever having a library card, but we'll give you one. So I got a Chicago library card on Saturday.
exciting.
I never had one. I mean, I had
You
one
probably
back in the
could
day.
have got one for Harper.
Yeah, we didn't do that because you had to give a driver's license.
She doesn't have one yet?
No, she doesn't. I mean, we'll be fine, I guess. Not a driver's license. But I remember I used to go to the Harold Washington Library back in the day, Kara, when I used to take out CDs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
And I would bring them home and tape them, like record the CDs into my computer and then take them back to the library.
What a scammer you were.
That's illegal.
Jeez, yeah.
I know. I used to love that, though. I used to take the CDs, check out CDs at the library. That's the level of
And
what I
all
did.
those bands got no money from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the reason a lot of bands went away. That's right. What was the highlight of your weekend, Kara?
It was good. I slept too much.
Yeah.
But that's why I think I'm going to do good in trivia, though, today. So I'm all rested. I took my daughter apartment shopping.
Oh, yeah?
You know, my plan B.
Trying to get her out of the house?
Well, she wants to. I don't blame her.
Who wants to pay rent?
Well, she doesn't want to do that. She just wants to get out of the house, but that's what you got to do.
It's just you and her, right?
And my son. Well, he lives in college, but he's home every weekend.
Yeah.
But he'll be away next year.
But you got a good sized house, right, for everybody?
Yeah, I do. It's going to be too big when they're both gone. So, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I tell kids this all the time. Stay living with your parents as long as you can.
Don't tell them that.
Yeah, just live there because you can't go back. Once you're out and you go back,
That's not true.
I mean, you can, but I'm saying it's a harder leap. When you're in the house,
Yeah.
you're like going to the fridge and getting food out, like no one questions it. But when you leave and come back and go to the fridge, it's a different look. Like my dad said, I can stay as long as I want, but I have to like get a full-time job.
Right.
And I was trying to do that. I didn't want to stay in the house, but I had no choice. I had no money. But I got pretty comfortable. I mean, my room, all my brothers were gone, so the house was actually empty for a change for the first time ever in my life. It was beautiful.
I really had a moment when I went home over Christmas when I was staying with my parents and thought, why am I working so hard? I could live here, relax. Just everything could be okay.
I charge my kids rent. So
Do you really?
yeah, if they're not going to school full time, that's the rule. That's how I was raised.
Damn.
And it made me go to college. Otherwise, I might not have. If I could have just stayed there. Yeah. I'm like, okay, if I can go to college for free or pay to live here, I guess either way, I can live on my own and it'll be free. You know?
We're learning a lot about Kara
Yeah.
today. She put a girl in a half Nelson in high school.
And this is how I get my kids to pay rent.
You put them in a half Nelson? Where's the money? Give me the money. I know you got it. What am I, a chump? Oh, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Give us the highlight of your weekend. 312-591-8300.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 talking about the highlights of your weekend. We got a bunch of people to get to, but really quick because Alyssa's going into work. She said she saved a life, gave CPR
Whoa.
on a kid, and this is amazing. So, Alyssa, welcome in. Tell us the story.
So I was in Lafayette going to a vet tech symposium. I'm a licensed vet tech.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trained in CPR on animals, not on humans. But I pulled into my hotel and got out of my car, and I heard some kind of yelling by the entrance. So I just kind of ignored it, but then I saw a woman, and she looked straight at me, and she came running towards me asking if I knew CPR. And she was holding probably her limp 2 or 3 year old boy in her arms. So I said yes, had her put him on his back on the ground. I started doing chest compressions while instructing her to give breaths. Eventually, like, his eyes were in the back of his head. Eventually, he kind of started to come to. He started taking his own breaths. So I had her stop with the breaths and put him on his side. And eventually, cops got there, and they took him off in an ambulance.
Oh, my God. Not all heroes wear capes, right?
That's amazing.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
So you learned it on animals, and you did it on the kid, and it worked.
Yes.
Now, I thought you weren't supposed to do the breaths anymore, just the chest compressions.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, the chest compressions help, like, obviously the heart start again, but they kind of activate taking breaths, too. But, I mean, he was blew, so he needed the oxygen in the breath.
It seemed like it worked for Alyssa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't be.
Yeah, don't be armchair quarterback here.
Right.
You know what you should have done when you were saving a life?
That's amazing.
You're amazing because a lot of people get scared and they just keep moving on when you try to help somebody, and I get it because I get the same way sometimes. You see a car accident, you want to help somebody, but like maybe it's a scam. I'm going to pull over and they're going to shoot me. You know, this is my head. I know.
What?
You don't think that?
Somebody staged
Well,
a
I get
car
crazy.
accident. Somebody staged a car accident. They're going to shoot you if you try to help.
It happens. Read the papers.
Okay, yes, sir.
God.
But Alyssa, you like stepped in, and that's very scary because you might also think like, oh my God, if something happens, there's gonna be a lawsuit against me. These thoughts get in people's heads like mine. I know this. Unless
I did Google afterwards to see if I even did it right.
Did you?
Wow.
I mean, it seems like it. Worked.
I mean, generally, yeah, something happened.
Yeah.
Well, everybody should take a class. I know me and Megan talk about it. We
Yeah.
haven't taken a class yet with Harper being 16 months. We should definitely have a class. Eric Kay, our old weekend guy here, is a fireman up in Woodstock.
Yeah.
He taught after the DeMar Hamlin situation a year and a half ago, the NFL player that died on the field and got resuscitated. He told us how to do it on the
Good,
air.
good.
And it's on our podcast, but still, I need to do it.
Yeah, I would recommend it.
Well, thank you, Alyssa. Thank you for saving a life this weekend. You're amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely.
What's your job you're going to right now?
I'm a licensed vet tech.
Oh, the vet tech stuff. Right. Well, good luck with that.
Well, thank you.
All right, have a good one. Wow, she saved a life.
That's amazing.
God.
The Heimlich maneuver, too. You got to know how to do that.
Yeah, I know someone that saved somebody's life with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance your little girl might put,
I
penny
know.
in her mouth or something. You
Well,
don't
there's
know.
that Jersey Shore episode where Situation's kid was choking on a gnocchi.
Oh.
You know, the Italian pasta?
Yeah.
And he started smacking his back and he got it out. There's this device you can do to suck it out of kids' mouths.
Yeah.
Me and Megan got to buy that probably.
Really?
Yeah, it's some kind of like suction cup thing you do, and it'll help suck it up if it's stuck in their throat.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to get one of those.
What are you going to use it for?
You don't want to know.
It's all reminded.
Really?
Her story reminded me of The Office.
Is that on Amazon? Or
I don't know. I'll find it for you. Send you a link. Remember The Office when they did the CPR
I do,
training?
yes.
Have no arms or legs.
No, that's not part of it.
Where are they? You know what? If we come across somebody with no arms or legs, do we bother resuscitating? I mean, what kind of quality of life do we have there?
I would want to live with no legs.
How about no arms? No arms or legs is basically how you exist right now, Kevin. You don't do anything.
All right, well, let's get back to it. We're losing them.
So funny.
Okay, too fast. Everyone, we need to pump at a pace of 100 beats per minute.
Oh, okay. That's hard to keep track. How many is that per hour?
How's that gonna help you?
I will divide and then count to it.
Right.
Okay, well, a good trick is to pump to the tune of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Do you know that song?
Yes, I do. I love that song. First I was afraid, I was petrified.
No, it's Staying Alive,
Okay, yes,
Staying
yeah.
Alive.
You were in the parking lot earlier. That's how I know you.
Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive.
You can't tell by the way I use my walk. I talk. Words and love and love been kicked around since I was born.
Maybe we'll just watch The Office the rest of the day.
The radio rocks.
Yeah, come on, man.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.